everyone, welcome to Winged Paper Crafting. My name is Angel Fitch. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you've all decided to join me today. Today we're going to, and by the way, welcome to Funfold Friday. So today we're going to use our template that we made on Tuesday for our Funfold, and we're going to create a cute Valentine's card for the man in your life, or the little boy, or it's going to be a masculine theme. So, as we get started here, if I could ask you, if you haven't liked and subscribed to my channel yet, I would really appreciate it if you do that and join us so you can keep up with all the fun that we have. So, we are going to start here with a card base. So, let me take our template here and we're going to turn that over because here's our directions. Card base, this is Mossy Meadow. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 and then at 1.5. And we are going to give these a good burnish here so that they lay as flat as we can get them to lay. So let's see, there's that one, and we'll just do this one. I might even turn this over and do it on the other side. There we go. Okay, so there's our card base. Now, we are going to start here with, I've got a piece that is for our greeting. This is going to go on the back like this. This is very vanilla. So we're going to put that to the side. And let's see what else we've got. We are using the Cute as a Bug paper pack for this. So I've got all kinds of pieces here. So let's go ahead and get started. And as we go, I'm going to explain something that I discovered as I was making the samples up for this that I forgot to include on the template, but I have included here, and I'm going to go back and update my template once we are done. And I will go put something on the template video just in case anybody finds that later and they're going, well, wait a minute, that doesn't match. Okay, so we've got a couple of pieces here that are 1 1/4 by 5 1/4, and these are going to go on right here and then down here at the bottom. So I'm going to put this one to the side. We're going to start with this one. So I'm going to put this on first. Oh, if I can pick it up. Okay, so let's just get some glue on here. And this is going to go right here on this little flap. So I'm just going to center it up, you know, left to right and top to bottom. And that moved on me. Hang on. There we go. All right. So we're going to give that a good push. Okay. Next, let's see. So I'm just going to open this up and we're going to start here on the inside. So here in the middle, this is going to be our bigger piece of patterned paper. So this one is 4 by 5 1/4, and it's going to go here, except we're going to use this side. Not this side. This side is cute, but we're going to use this side. So let's go ahead and get our glue down here. This paper pack is so cute, and both sides of the paper are cute, so it's really hard to decide which side we're going to use. Okay, so here's that. And then our other little strip here is going to go right down here at the bottom. So we'll go ahead and put that on. So this is going to go right here. And we're going to center that top to bottom and put it all the way at the bottom of our first layer. Okay, so there's that piece. Now, we have a piece that's going to go here. This one is 2.5 by 5 1/4. So we're going to put that up there. And then we're going to get to the piece that I left out of the original off the template that I have since decided that I kind of wanted a piece there. So if you see here on the template, this part right here, I didn't put a piece of pattern paper there, but I decided I wanted one. So on these, I cut another piece. It's the same size as the one that goes in here, so it's 2.5 by 5 1/4. And we're going to put that out here because that just makes it look a little more finished when we have it closed up there. So this is the piece that's getting added that I kind of forgot in the original video. So we're going to put that here, just like that. If not, it looks kind of naked back there, and that I didn't like. So, okay, so there's that. Now, next piece, we're going to build up our scene that goes on the front here. So that's going to be this piece here. So I've got a piece of Cajun Craze here that is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So that's going to be our first layer. No, it's not. I lied. This is going to be the mat for our piece of pattern paper that we're going to put here in the middle. So this piece of this pattern paper is 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. So that's going to go here. So let's get this down. This is going to be a very skinny border on this, so not much at all, but it just gives it the pop of color that it needs. Okay, so there's that. Now, this piece here, this piece is 3 1/4, no, hang on a second. It's 3 3/4, so it's 5 by 3 3/4, and I just took this and used the largest postage stamp die to cut this out with. So you could leave it without the postage stamp if you don't have that set. It looked just as fine if it was just plain. But I kind of liked the scalloped edge there. So we're going to take this piece and put this in the middle of our, this is Mossy Meadow as well. So we're going to just center this up on here. Just like that. Okay, let me get that straight. There we go. All right, so we're going to put this to the side and let's do our stamping right quick. So we've got this little piece here that is going to go inside here, and we're going to stamp on this, and then we're going to mat it on this Cajun Craze. So on our little itty bitty piece here, we are going to do from the Utterly Amazing set from last year, this Love You Lots. And so I put that on the inside of each one of these Valentine's cards. So we're going to stamp in Mossy Meadow. So let's ink this up. And I'm going to line this up on the glass mat so we can hopefully start with it straight. And maybe, let's see. There we go. All right, let's get this down right in the middle, or as close to the middle as we can. I'm going to give that just a couple of seconds for the ink to transfer. Okay, perfect. So there's that. And then on the inside, or not actually on the back, on this piece, we are going to use our big Happy Valentine's Day stamp. So this is a standalone stamp. This is all that comes in this stamp when you buy it. So let's ink this up. Make sure we have all the pieces, all the letters inked up. Okay, so I'm going to line this up, and we're just going to put this down right, hopefully centered at least side to side. And make sure you press all over because you want to give it pressure everywhere so that the ink transfers. So we'll give that just a couple of seconds. And there we go. Perfect. All right, I'm going to put our ink away so I can hopefully not get it all over me. Looks like we're good. So let's go ahead and put this piece on the back. So we will get some glue on here. And I want to make sure that I'm putting this right side up. So let's make sure this is the way our card is. I'm just going to turn it over so that I know this is the right direction. So we're going to center this. Okay, we'll give that a good push. All right, let's go back and finish up the front now. So we've got this piece that we're going to put on our little mat here. So center this up. Okay, now that is going to go right in here. So we'll get some glue on the back of this. And this just gets centered right in the middle of this piece. So right something like that. And we'll make sure we give that a press. Okay, now let's put this on our flap, and then somewhere I thought I had a piece that we were going to use for our we need something to act as our stopper. We'll figure something out here in a second, because I guess I forgot to cut something. But I have an idea on what I want. Oh, you know what? That was not what I wanted to do. Okay, hang on. Let's get the glue off of there. That's not what we wanted. We'll end up gluing our card shut. That won't be good. Okay, so if you ever make that mistake like I just did, I'll show you how you can fix it. So, in order to make that so it's not sticky, I'm going to take my embossing buddy and just kind of pat this, and that'll take the stick off of that, so I won't end up gluing my card shut. Because that would have not been good. Okay, so not sticky anymore, and that's good. So the glue goes here. See, I got sidetracked with missing the little piece for the bottom that I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. So now we're going to put this right side up, centered just right like that. Okay, so we'll give that push. Okay, now we need a piece that we can put right here so it will stand up, but we need something to catch that. So let's see what we can find in this paper pack. And I have an idea on what I think we might be able to use. Let's see, somewhere in here. This is just the cutest paper. So I think, let's see, there's a piece of paper in here that has like a little flower. Ah, here it is. Okay, so on this piece, there is this little flower cluster here that I believe there is, I think there's a die for it, but let's just make sure before if not, we can fussy cut it, it'll be fine. But let me find my die set that goes with this paper suite here. I think it's right here. No, not that one. Okay, it's here somewhere, I promise. Let's see. This comes from having too much stuff on my desk that I cannot find anything I'm looking for. Alright, maybe right down here. Nope. Oh, I think I see it. I think I see it. Okay, here we go. So here's the die set. And I think, let's see. Let's see, is it one of these? I'm pretty sure there's a die that cuts this out. Except this one I can't get up off the... There we go. I think. Right there. See? Okay. So let's take our paper here and we're just going to kind of fussy cut this flower out of the paper. And then I'll run it through the machine to cut it out for real. So let's see. Let's get that on there. Get that lined up. And then I'm going to take a piece of Post-it tape and put down on here so I can hold that in place. Hang on just a second and I'll run that through our die cut machine here. And then we will have our stopper. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what we have here. I'm going to peel this tape off very carefully. All right, so here's our flower little bit. Isn't that cute? Okay, so we're going to put that right down here, popped up on some dimensionals so that it will hold our thing in place. So, dimensionals, where would those be? Let's see. I think we're going to need baby ones because there's not a lot of real estate back here, but we're going to put one on each of the flowers like that, and then one just down here at the bottom. And this is what makes this card so cute, is that you can set it up and display it, or whoever you give it to can set it up and display it. So we're just going to put our little flower thing right down here in the middle. And then this, when you go, you can set your card up, and that will hold our little card up just like that. Isn't that so cute? All right, so there's our card. Now let me show you some of the others that I put together. So I used that same Utterly Amazing, Utterly Adorable, or whatever it was called, that paper pack from last year. And this was a cutout out of the die set that made this log. And so the logs and the rocks are what's going to hold this one up. If you can see that. And they've all got the same sentiments, so the same Happy Valentine's Day on the back. And then we've got this one. I used the turtles, the Turtly Awesome paper pack. So this one has little birds down here that are going to be our stopper. So too cute. And last but not least, I ran out of paper, basically, that had, something I could build a scene out of. So I decided I'd make my own. So I took the Trucking Along stamp set from last year, I think, or maybe it was a year ago Christmas. And I stamped my own pattern paper there with the truck stamp, and then I made one for the inside here that once again will be the stopper for our card. So there are our masculine Valentine's cards that are too cute. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. And I will be back in a day or so with our next paper pumpkin alternative. So I will see you all back then. Have a crafty evening. Bye.